Hello friends, so this is lecture 2 thermodynamics. In this lecture we will study about energy analysis. So what are the modes of energy transfer? There are three modes of energy transfer and how the energy transfer takes place. So look here, first is your work, second heat and third mass. There are three modes of energy transfer. So first we will talk about work. What is work? Let's understand this. Suppose we have a body and applying external force on the body. So body will be displaced. That means my energy is transferring in the form of force. So we can say if system is doing work, that means energy is transferring in the form of force. Work done by the system, that means energy is transferring in the form of force. So this is all about work. Now one point I want to clear here. Whatever the thermodynamics expression I will develop in thermodynamics lecture, I will take my own sign convention. This is not compulsory. Whatever the sign convention I am taking, you should also take. This is not compulsory. This is your according to your own sign convention. You can take your own sign convention. So look here. My sign convention is if work done by the system, so we will take positive. If work done on the system, we will take negative. Heat rejected by the system, we will take positive, and heat added on the system, we will take positive. Sorry, heat rejected by the system, we will take negative, and heat added on the system, we will take positive. So now I am talking about fixed mass energy analysis, closed system work or non-flow work. Here I will discuss about non-flow work, closed system work. So I am taking an example, piston cylinder arrangement. There are some gas filled inside the cylinder and initial the piston is here, this is the state 1, and after some time the piston is here, this is the final state, this is the second state of the piston. And also I am drawing the pressure versus volume curve of this process. From state 1 to state 2, system is doing process, and this process I am drawing on PV curve. This is pressure on y-axis, volume on the x-axis. This is the initial state of the piston. Look here, this is the initial state and this is the second state. In between the process, piston will be somewhere in between these two states 1 and 2. So let's say these two states A and B, and A and B, these two states I am indicating in PV curve. This is A and this is B. These two states in between state 1 and state 2. So gas is applying pressure on the piston. So that means piston is moving. So this is the small displacement delta x because gas is applying pressure on the piston. In this diagram PV curve, look here. This delta V is the swept volume. This much amount of volume is swept by the piston. So this is the delta V, and this point I am indicating the pressure P. Look here, we know the formula of work is equal to force into displacement. So here I am taking a small work. So this delta W is the small amount of work. So equal to F dot delta X. This delta x is the small displacement, and I am talking about these two states A and B. So how much small amount of work is done? Delta W is equal to F delta x. So F, we know the pressure is equal to F by A. So I am writing here F is equal to PA. So A delta x. This area indicates the area of the piston on which gas is applying pressure. This is the area of the piston on which pressure is applying. This gas is applying pressure P. So and delta x is the small amount displacement. So A delta x is the small amount of volume. You can say this is the swept volume. This much amount is volume is swept by the piston. So P delta V is the delta W. From figure we can think. Look here. This delta W is equal to P delta V. But from figure, look here. If this is at this point pressure is P and this is the small amount of volume, so look here, if I calculate the area, of this state between state A and B, ये छोटा वाला एरिया इस एरिया को कंपनसेट करेगा. दिस एरिया इज कंपनसेटिंग बाय दिस एरिया. लुक हियर, दिस एरिया will compensate this area. So if I calculate this area it will be P delta V. So that means area under the PV curve represent what? This is the that is not total area, this is small area, small amount of area. So if I want to calculate the total amount of work from 1 to 2 state, so I will use the integration concept. From 1 to 2 there will be infinite number of steps, so I will add the area of all the steps. So I can calculate area is equal to, because this area is indicating the work, so if I calculating the total area, that means I am calculating the total amount of work from 1 to 2. So if you are calculating area, no problem, indirectly you are calculating the work. So area is equal to integration P dV. This is the small amount of area and I am integrating from 1 to 2. So this total area you will get from 1 to 2. So that means area under PV curve represent the work done, or you can say for a closed system undergoing a process, area under PV curve represent work transfer. So this formula is valid under two conditions. First is your closed system and second is quasi static process reversible. If these two conditions are there, you can apply this formula. So area represent work. Look here, I am also drawing PV curve. We know work and heat is your path function. If you change the path, work will be changed and area will be changed, because work that means area. So look here, suppose a system is going from state 1 to 2 by this path A. This path I am indicating by A, and returning back to state 1 by this path B. System is going from 1 to 2 by this path A and from 2 to 1 by going this path B. If I calculate the area from 1 to 2, so this will be area. This area I am calculating. Look here, this is the area. So from area 1A2, if system is going from 2 to 1, that means this area I am calculating, this red, from 2 to 1. So these two areas are not equal. From area 1A2, A2B1 not equal. That means if I calculate the area, work from 1 to 2, system is going from 1 to 2 and I am calculating the work. So this will be work 1A2 is not equal to work 2B1, because path change. If path change, that means work will be changed, because work and heat are path function. If you change the path, work will be different. So by this path work will be something, and by this path, if you go by this path, work will be something. So these two work are not equal. So you can say work is your path function. So be careful. Now I am taking this example, pressure versus volume curve. Here system is doing a cyclic process and I am asking how will you calculate work done by this cyclic process. So we know the basic concept. If you want to calculate the work, area under the PV curve represent the work. Initial the state 1 is here and initial final state is here. So if you want to calculate by this, calculate the work done by the system, how will you calculate? Look here, 1 to 2 we are going by this path. So I will calculate the work by this. Look here, from 1 to 2 I am going by this path. So this is the total area I will calculate. Now from 2 to go 1, but I am going by this path. From 2 to 1 I am going by this path. This arrow indicate. So this area will calculate. Area that means work. So this total area and this area, when I will subtract, we will get net work. Net work. So that means if you want to calculate the work done by the system, and system is doing a cyclic process, so directly you can calculate the area of this circle and you can get the net work. This is the lengthy concept. If you calculate work from 1 to 2, then total work will calculate. If you go by 2 to 1, so this work will calculate and you will subtract and you will get net work by this cyclic process. Directly don't go by this process. Directly you can calculate the area of this circle and you can get the net work interaction. So far as cyclic process, area enclosed by a cyclic process will give you a net interaction. This area enclosed by a cyclic process will give you net work interaction. And if this is a clockwise cycle, this will be power producing device, and if this is an anti-clockwise cycle, that means it will be power consuming device. So I am telling you a statement: area enclosed by a cyclic process will give you net work interaction, and for clockwise cycle it will give you power consuming, power producing device, and for anti-clockwise cycle, that means power consuming device. Okay, now what is the area of the circle? Pi by 4 d square. Here diameter is 10 centimeter, but in the question the scale will be given for pressure and volume axis. Let's say for pressure axis is given, is 1 centimeter is equal to 10 kilopascal, and for volume axis for 1 centimeter is equal to 10 meter cube. This is the scale it's given in the question for pressure axis and volume axis. Now put here pi by 4 d. First d take for pressure, so that means 10 kilopascal, and into for volume it will be 10 meter cube. So this will be something we'll get. So this is the method here, this is the way you can calculate the area. Look here, be careful, the scale will be given in the question. So this is all about work. Now what are the various process in non-flow? That means if you want to calculate the non-flow work in various process. So these are the various process, and we will calculate the non-flow work. So here there are 5 process. First is your constant volume process. Look here. Constant volume process, you can say also isochoric process. In constant volume process, volume will be constant. So we know the formula of work is equal to integral P dV, and if volume is constant, dV will be 0, so this will be 0. So for a constant volume process, work will be 0. Second is your constant pressure process. It means isobaric process. You can say also isobaric process. Pressure is constant, we know the formula of work is equal to integral P dV, and pressure is constant, so I am taking P is outside, but volume is changing. So if there is an expansion process, it depends on the process whether the process is expansion or compressor, no matter. But look here, 1 to 2, that means state is changing, so we will write pressure in small bracket V2 minus 1. So this is the formula of constant pressure process. Now third is your isothermal process, that means temperature will be constant. If your gas is ideal gas, so we know the ideal gas equation is equal to PV is equal to mRT. Here temperature is constant, M is already constant, and R is already constant. So we can write PV is equal to constant. Here if there are two states 1 and 2, so we can write P1 V1 is equal to P2 V2 is equal to constant. If there are two states, we can write P1 V1 is equal to P2 V2 is equal to constant. And we know the formula of work is equal to integral P dV, and from here we can write P is equal to V by C, and I am putting the value of P is here, this is C by V, and state is changing from 1 to 2, so we can write work is equal to C. After solving this integration, we will get work is equal to C ln V2 by V1. Okay, so this is the formula of isothermal process. But look here, we can write also P1 V1 ln V2 by V1, or P2 V2 ln V2 by V1. So this is the formula of V1. Also we can write V2, instead of V2 by V1 we can write P1 by P2. But here C is equal to P1 V1 P2 V2, so I am writing here P1 V1 or P2 V2. You can write P1 V1 or P2 V2, but instead of V2 by V1 we can write P1 by P2 from here. Look here, if P1 is equal to P2 V2, so that means V2 by V1 is equal to V2 by V1 is equal to P1 by P2. So here you can also put P1 by P2. So this is the formula for isothermal process. Now I am talking about adiabatic process. Look here. So this is adiabatic process. What is the adiabatic process constant? In adiabatic process there is no heat transfer, that means Q will be 0. There are no heat interaction between system and surroundings. So PV raised to power gamma is equal to constant. This is the adiabatic equation. If gas is your ideal, so we can write PV is equal to MRT. From here, volume is directly proportional to T by P because MR is constant and volume is directly proportional to T by P. So if I am putting the value of volume is here T by P. If I am putting the value of volume from here T by P, we can write P small bracket T by P raised to power gamma is equal to constant. Here after simplification I will get P2 by P1 raised to power gamma, P2 by P1 raised to power gamma minus 1. So these two formula is very important. T2 by T1 raised to power gamma, P2 by P1 raised to power gamma minus 1, and instead of P2 by P1 we can write V1 by V2. So these two formula for adiabatic process is very important. Every time this will be used in the question, so please be remember these two formula for adiabatic process. And if you calculate the work done by adiabatic process, directly I am writing here, look here, for work done for adiabatic process is P1 V1 minus P2 V2 divided by gamma minus 1. So this is the work done for adiabatic process. This formula you can directly remember for objective purpose. Now similarly, same as it is, I am talking about generalized process, polytropic process. So look here, PV raised to power n is equal to constant. If you put the value of n, you will get all these process. So this is the generalized process. That's why this name is polytropic process. So similarly, as whatever the simplification you have done here, after simplification you will get T2 by T1 raised to power n is equal to P2 by P1 n minus 1. Similarly, instead of P2 by P1 we can write V1 by V2. So these two formulas very important, and work done for polytropic process same as it is, the whatever I have get here, similarly we will get here P1 V1 minus P2 V2 divided by n minus 1. If this gas is your ideal gas, we can write PV is equal to MRT. So here MR I am taking outside, and T1 minus T2 by n minus 1. So these are all various processes in non-flow work. So in next lecture 3 I will draw the graph of these all processes, and next topic I will discuss in the next lecture 3. So thank you so much for watching this video. So this is all about your energy analysis. Thank you so much.